Okay, so now we've got our character. We need to give the character something to say. Now we're going to keep this example quite simple. So we're going to do a simple monologue where he's talking to the audience. So here we are again at ChatGPT, and remember we've got this plugin that we're using that I spoke about in another video, and we're going to put in script. And so we're going to have create a YouTube script. So we're just going to go on that for now, and I'm going to put in a simple subject. So what is socialism? What is socialism? Okay, something, whatever. Only because I was looking at a book on my bookshelf, and that's what made me think of this. So it's going through now. It's creating basically a video around socialism. So copy the text, and I'm going to go back into here, and I want to look at monologue dialogue generator. So put in there, and I'm going to put the YouTube video in there, and it should just create a very simple monologue that we can use. Okay, so what it's done is created it as a poem, but that doesn't really matter. It sort of gets a point across about the script that we're going to use. So basically, I'm going to leave that open now, and then now I'm going to go and I'm going to generate the voice over for this. Okay, so here I am at 11 Labs. 11 Labs is absolutely amazing. It is almost, not quite, but almost perfect. So I'll give you an example. I played around with this, and I basically inputted my own voice, and it was really, really easy to do, very, very simple. And I sent a voice message to my partner, and my partner was like, "Hey, you sound really weird, but fine." And my partner answered the query that I had in the message. And then I told that it was an AI, and they were quite freaked out. The one thing it got wrong, so because I'm from sort of the Midlands in Britain, I pronounce my A's quite harsh, so I'll say glass or grass, not glass or grass. And I said in my message, I basically said something like password, but in the AI pronounced it as password, which I would never say. And it was like little things like that that gave it away. But if you're just doing a random video and an animation, and you're creating this character from scratch, so it's not based on a real voice, 11 Labs gives you the options of having lots of different voices. There's a whole voice library of ones that it's already done, but you can alter these, and you can also just create your own voice from here. And it gives you these options, for example, storytelling, etc. So what I'm going to do, I've got the script that I did on ChatGPT. I'm just going to put it in there, and now I just need to clean it up, because we don't want stuff like this. And basically, when the voice reads this, things like exclamation mark, it will pronounce that if you allow these settings to happen. If you have things in brackets, for example, it will pronounce those words in a different way. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to clean this up and show you what I've done after I finish that. Okay, so I've cleaned up the script, and where it had like a title like cons of socialism, I've put, what are the cons of socialism? Trying to make it a little bit more friendly. Now I need to pick which voice I think would suit the character. And if you remember, the character is this sort of young guy with scruffy black hair. And I've got a few things here. I think this one, British student, might be okay. So let's listen to this.
If there is no struggle, there is no progress.
So I like this voice that I've used before. So all I'm going to do is simply generate and see how it goes. Often takes a little while just to generate this much text. So I'll pause the video and come back when it's all done. One thing I forgot to mention is that when you generate your voice, you can have various options here. So stability, clarity, enhancement, and style exaggeration. So what I tend to do, I tend to leave it around about 10% style exaggeration. If you put it way up here, it's going to be like a children's TV presenter. Everything's over exaggerated. Down here it feels more realistic, and I have this is 70 and this option about 30, and that seems to work fairly well for the voices that I've generated. So I've generated this voice now. It sounds pretty good. There's a few little things that if I was to be a real perfectionist, I would play around with. I'll leave the voice at the end of this video, and you can listen to it if you want to. One thing I do want to point out just before we finish this video is the prices at the moment, at the time of recording, are very, very reasonable. You get 1,000 characters for $5, and your first month is basically $1. So for probably the price of a latte, you can do pretty well. And even at this level, for $11, which is probably not far off the subscription of Amazon or something like that, or Netflix, you get 100,000 characters. So if you were doing, say, several videos or animations a month, this would probably cut it. And then of course it goes up as far as you go. If you was doing this professionally, maybe we're looking at around about these. So it's a pretty good deal. For $5 it's worth, or for $1 it's worth playing around for a month and just seeing how you get on.
Welcome back to our channel, folks. Today we're diving deep into a topic that has sparked countless debates and discussions over the years. That's right, we're going to explore the concept of socialism. So grab your thinking caps, because by the end of this video you'll have a solid understanding of what socialism is all about. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our thought-provoking content. To begin with, let's break down the basics. What is socialism? At its core, socialism is an economic and political ideology that aims to create a more equitable and just society. It seeks to achieve this by redistributing wealth and resources, ensuring that everyone has access to basic necessities like healthcare, education, and housing. Now, you might be wondering, what are the pros of socialism? Well, let me tell you. 1. Equality. Socialism strives to reduce economic inequality by taxing the wealthy more heavily and providing social safety nets for those in need. 2. Universal healthcare. In many socialist systems, healthcare is a right, not a privilege. This means everyone gets the medical care they need, regardless of their income. 3. Free education. Socialism often promotes free or heavily subsidized education, making it accessible to all, regardless of their financial situation. 4. Workers' rights. Socialist systems tend to prioritize workers' rights, which can lead to fair wages and better working conditions. What about the cons of socialism? Of course, like any ideology, socialism has its drawbacks. 1. Economic efficiency. Critics argue that heavy government intervention can stifle economic growth and innovation. 2. Loss of individual freedom. Some say that socialism can infringe upon individual freedoms by imposing strict regulations and controls. 3. Bureaucracy. In certain cases, the government's involvement can lead to bureaucratic inefficiencies. Let's look at some real-world examples. Countries like Sweden, Norway, and Denmark are often cited as socialist success stories. They have high taxes but also offer robust social services. On the other hand, countries like Venezuela and Cuba have had more problematic implementations of socialism, with economic and political challenges. So in conclusion, socialism is a complex and multifaceted ideology with both pros and cons. It aims to create a more equal society, but can sometimes face challenges in implementation. What are your thoughts on socialism? Do you think it's a path to a fairer society or a recipe for government overreach? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and share this video if you found it informative. Also, make sure to subscribe for more enlightening content.